Hi everyone, we're back. Welcome to another episode of Bitch Up. Did you miss us?
They're like, "No." Just kidding.
Um, well, we didn't either. No kidding. Just kidding. But we've been fighting for our lives, so there's
For
that.
real. We really have, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Yeah. But we made it
Well,
this week and we're happy to be back. So y'all better fucking shut up and listen. Just kidding.
for those of those for those of those for those of who is it that? For those of
See,
who wow,
those those
my
of
brain I
you.
think, it's my
Again,
brain is
see,
malfunctioning.
we've been fighting for our lives.
For those of you who do not know us, my name is Lucero,
And my name is Ixchel.
and we are the Bitch Up Podcast, as we have said, and we didn't have an episode last week because we were
Yeah.
just out there living our best
Live.
lives. Did we say we were going to get any content? We did. Did we? We did not. So you will never know. Actually, you'll know what happened. I posted shit, but
We
like,
got we
you
had
know,
so I feel like you posted a lot, you took a lot of content. Granted, we didn't get the content that we wanted to, but that's just because life happens, and
and it is what
in
it
those
is.
moments, you just bitch up, and
Yeah.
that's all there is to it, baby.
When you're having fun, it happens.
You know what? We were living our best lives, and we were doing what we tell you guys to do all the time, which is just, like, bitch up and live life and be you. So that's exactly what we were doing. So, hey.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna since we didn't have that much content, we're gonna tell you all about it. But before we dig into it, do you have any bitch moments or recommendations for this week, Lucy?
My bitch up moment is that I am taking care of myself as best as I can. It's funny because Shelly and I had decided, if you guys noticed the last episode we recorded, it was remote, very similar to how it is now. And it was because she was
Yeah.
sick. And we were like,
Yes.
you know what? Let's not risk both of us getting sick because Coachella is next week and we
Yeah.
don't need that. And guess what? I ended up getting sick anyways. So I was on my way out once we got to Coachella, thank God, because I was really putting in the work to like feel better and
She really
get
was. The
all my nutrients in, my
the
teas,
amount of
all my
limes
vitamins.
the amount of limes and lemons that Lucy had over the span of 3 days is
Wild.
unconscionable,
Yeah.
okay? And speaking
Uh,
from a lemon lime lover myself, I was just like, "You go Glen Coco and get all the freaking vitamin C you can," because I mean, we had to do whatever we can to,
Stay
stay
healthy or
alive.
try to get healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it didn't help because, Coachella with all the dust and whatnot. I think by day one, I my voice was gone. And it wasn't because I was singing my little heart out. Like I was doing that, but it was mostly because of the dust. So the next
Yeah.
morning, I was like, I can't speak. It
She
hurts.
sounded like Lord Voldemort.
Literally, like a petrified mummy, if anything.
And honestly it just wasn't you, like, people that were perfectly healthy also succumbed to that, like Ale, Mappy, they also kind of were going through it too.
Yeah.
Did Karina go through it a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I think everybody was really going through it with the voice and just dry throats and whatever. So,
Yeah. I call it a desert cold. That's what I call it.
yeah.
'Cause I always get it either while I'm at Coachella, like, in the span of that time, or as soon as I get back, I'm just like, "City girls are down," like, I need a whole, like, moment to recuperate and stuff. So it was
I
already
will
bad.
say I didn't get sick the first time I went, but that's because I was doing a pretty good job of, like, blowing my nose and making sure I got, like, anything out of my system, like, any dust out of my system. I think this
Yeah.
time around for sure was just because my defenses were so down. I was like,
Yeah.
"No." And I was PMSing apparently. Your girl was going through it, okay? It was just
Oh,
one of
yeah,
those
she
weeks
was.
she was going
She
through
was
it.
such a bitch. No, I'm just kidding, she was bitchy. Just
You
kidding.
guys,
I died when
I
she said that, when you were like, "Sorry for anything that I might have done this past
sorry
weekend."
for who I was in the desert. That was not my friend. I don't know who that was,
Yeah.
but that was not my friend. But yeah, you guys, I survived. I've been taking care of myself. I'm currently just trying to get rid of this cough, which is basically gone, but it still, lingers here and there, and then just like a runny nose. I've been like And it's funny because I think it only
Same.
starts acting up as soon as I'm gonna talk to somebody or go on a meeting, and I'm like, "Great," "Now this is the time you choose
Lucy's been, like,
to show
stuffing her
symptoms."
nose.
Oh, no. You
Yeah.
guys just see me with little tampons off my
I
nose?
logged on today, and she just had her little her makeshift tampon, and she was walking like that around Coachella before we
Yeah,
got there too.
literally, I think it was day 2. No, it was
I
day 1,
hate
right?
that.
It was day 1. It was day 1, and I was like, "Let me put a little toilet paper up my nose and just, like, walk around."
It
Or
it
it might have
just
been
sucked.
day 2, I forget when it was.
I think it was day 2. It just sucked because despite our best efforts, we were both sick at Coachella.
Yeah.
And even though I thought I was already kind of, like, getting out of the woodworks by the time I went to Coachella, I feel like that it just kinda did me in again, and then I was traveling last week for work and just was not getting the right amount of sleep, was not hydrating enough, was enjoying myself rather. And my body was just like, "You gotta calm down." So barely I feel like barely today no, I guess a little bit over the weekend, but even the weekend was pretty busy, so I feel like today I finally was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take it easy." Took a nap, and I'm just gonna keep fighting the good fight this week, and hopefully I'll be better by the weekend.
For
The
real.
good thing is that we don't look like shit. We feel like shit, but we look great.
I will say I don't feel like shit. I just, like
Oh, never mind then.
I
That's
just
just
yeah, I
me.
feel great. I think as
I
soon
feel
as
like
I got
shit,
back
so
from Coachella, I started no, Tuesday, I think definitely I was going through it. I think that that's when my body started feeling the weekend. I was sore in places I didn't think I even used, but I'm like, all the getting
really?
up and sitting down part, and I'm like, that's
Mhm.
where all those muscle sores came in because 'cause I'm like, my back hurts, my arms hurt, and yeah, I was like, "Damn, like, what happened this weekend?" I'm
What
like,
did you
"My legs
do?
felt
Yeah,
great." You
that's
know?
good.
So I was like, "Great." I trained good enough to be, like, walking around and whatnot. My mom's like, "Your feet look swollen." I'm like, "Yeah, they went through it, like, almost 20,000 steps every day. They're
No,
gonna look swollen."
my feet were so swollen, and then I went from that to flying and then wearing heels for the whole
Mm.
week for my conference. I had pregnant lady feet by the time I flew back home. I
That's what
was
I
just
told
like
my mom. I was
and
like,
I
"At
would
least I know
raise
what it would look like if I were to have a child. This is how
no, it
swollen I
was
would look."
horrible. I was just like, "God damn it," and then I'd be, like, elevating my feet at night and doing what I could, but, like, they would still swell by the end of the day, but it's because like, I'm standing, I'm walking, I'm moving and grooving, so
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah.
So would you
Uh,
say that was your bitch up moment then also? Just thriving? Or do you have
um,
one?
I guess well, my bishop moment was my work conference and sort of this was, like, the first time that we all got to be in one space with our entire company, which was like so much
Mhm.
fun to do with. And I think the bitch up moment in itself was just really kind of like diving into the people, the relationships, and the different activities that we did to get to know people, new people that I didn't know, or people that I had worked with for years now that I've only known virtually, and kind of getting to know them on a more like interpersonal level
Yeah.
and kinda, like, hanging out with our leadership team and kinda just, like, moving the needle and kind of it was just so much fun. I loved it sucks because on our last day, it really felt like camp, like, "Oh, no, like, we're leaving," and I felt so fortunate and so privileged to be in that space and to everybody's energy was just so good, like, everybody was just happy to be there. It wasn't, like, any weird stuff, like, it was so easy. It felt so seamless, and mind you, we all are remote. There's only a handful of us that work in the office or that come into the office every so often, so it just felt really seamless, and I think it was kinda just a testament of the people that work there and, like, their intentions and what have you, and yeah, so, like, my bitch moment was, 1, to not be a little shy girl and kinda just, like, put myself out there, and I did. And then, yeah, it was so much fun, and I just, like I couldn't have asked I feel like it certainly surpassed my expectations, not in the sense of, like, meeting with my team, I already knew what the vibes were, so it was like, "This is gonna be a fun time regardless," but I was really
Mhm.
blown away by, like, the reception of everybody else, and it was a great time, and, like, really thankful for the company that, kinda put that together and made it happen, and I was just like, "Oh, can't wait to be back."
I'm glad
But
you had a
yeah.
great time.
Yeah, yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, I was dying. My nose was also you and I was just like, you know,
Yeah.
and it was like a whole thing, but on the inside, I was dying, but on the outside, I was thriving.
You
And, I was just, like, putting my best foot forward. And we
you
got
know
to
what?
meet some pretty cool people too. We had some pretty cool, keynote speakers too. So I was fangirling a little bit. But yeah, it was good.
You know, it's funny, every time that I would be, like, sniffing or, like, doing something like this, I feel, like, so self-conscious sometimes because then I'm like, people are over here thinking I'm, probably, like, doing a line of coke or something because I was, like, sniffing at the festival and then just in
I
random it was, like, people are over
I
here like
remember I think I had a bit that weekend and I kept saying that you were a cook. I was like, "It's okay, you guys, she's a cook. It's not that
yeah,
serious.
it's
Like,
okay,
this
it's
is
fine.
normal. This is normal behavior."
But I was a coke living my best life with the
You were.
Coca-Cola, the Coke. So, for if you guys haven't been to Coachella, basically, they have, like, these experiences, like, installments or whatever, and you can stand in line, and they do, like, fun little things. Every installment is different. Some of them have
You're
merch, some
so
of them we
sorry,
what?
I just died when you were like, for those of you peasants who have never been to
Oh,
Coca
w
I'm just kidding, to Coachella. It was just so funny the way you said, like, "For those of you who haven't been to Coachella,
For
you
those
guys
of
have
you
no
who
shit."
I don't know, maybe some people don't
No, I
really care for
know.
it, you know? So
Yeah,
Um, anyways, as I was saying, they do these
yeah.
little experiences that you go some people have, like, a full-on, like, club moment, and Coca-Cola, you would basically go in there and they had, like, a little photo booth, and they would give you,
Mhm.
like, a free Coke, and then they were also handing out ice cream so you can make a Coke float of your choice.
That was really exciting.
Yes, I was like
I almost drank Coke. I
yeah, you
almost drank
guys,
Coke.
she almost so Shelly doesn't drink soda apparently only with her alcohol. She only I think the only soda
No,
that's
I
close
don't
enough to that is
drink
Squirt.
soda. Yeah, I don't drink soda unless I'm drinking a Paloma, in which case I will have Squirt with my Paloma. But any other soda I'm not really having. Actually, I don't have at all. I haven't had for years. So, yeah. So I don't drink Coca-Cola. I
Yeah,
don't. And I don't even
which
remember
I
what it
don't
tastes
get
like.
because 'cause I'm like, "How could you and I be friends when you don't even drink Coke?" But anyways, she almost had a moment and she's like, "You know what? Maybe I'll have a little Coke, a little
And my
Coca-Cola."
float. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, maybe today's the day I drink Coke again, and but then I realized I was just thirsty, so then I was like, "I'm just gonna eat
You go
my
get
ice cream
water.
and go get water."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it came down to, but I was almost swayed into but I ended up just giving my Coke to Lucy.
Which, I can't complain, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "The perks are that I would just give you my soda if we're ever in those circumstances."
Yeah, but basically the whole weekend, I was just a little Coca-Cola,
Listen, you gotta do what
and it
you
was
can to
great.
stay alive,
Yeah, I was like,
and,
"I'm not
like,
gonna drink, there's no point at this point." I'm like, "It's hot." And I'm like, "I don't
I
think
had
I'll
some
be able
pretty
to
great
survive
drinks.
if I drink." So, the drink of my choice was a Coca-Cola and then some water. But I will say that Chili made some bomb-ass palomas to pregame with, and those were
Thank you
probably,
so
like, the
much.
only things that I drink that was alcoholic related, so
Yeah, and I measured with my heart, but, like, I try to be mindful that you guys don't drink like I do. No, just kidding. That you guys are alcoholics like me. No, just
well, it's just 'cause
kidding.
you're out here
But
taking, like, double, triple shots, and I'm just like,
para
I'm
que
like,
amarre.
her
First of
shot
all,
is like a double
we
shot in my opinion, so
yeah. Yeah, but did you die? No. Was it
No.
good?
Yeah, but I'm like, sometimes I'm like, was it just my taste buds not taste budding? You know what I mean? I'm like, maybe I just
Yeah.
couldn't taste the alcohol and but I'm like, they were great no matter what. So thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Well, I was excited to make them for you guys because I know I've talked to you about them specifically for a while
Mhm.
now, and it just like the stars finally aligned for me to do them for you guys. So
For
I
real.
was excited to do that. I did drink. I didn't drink a lot though. I might have like one or two drinks at the festival, and then whatever we pre-gamed. And I was just doing that thing where it's like you have your three drinks. I had my double drink, my double tequila drink, and then I bought my little electrolito for the electrolytes and a water bottle. Like those were my drinks that I had on deck all the time. And it was great because I didn't have any hangovers, thankfully.
Yeah.
They did what they needed to do.
Yeah. But other than that, I think it was a great weekend, besides,
Mhm.
having to deal with like the coughing and in general, I think it was great. We would end the night with our sopa huevona and just like talk and catch up.
Yeah, we would just
Um,
debrief from the day and kind
yeah.
of, yeah, like you said,
I'm
just
like, "We
catch
need
up.
a little caldito to, like, help with our
A little broth.
throat." Yeah, a little
Yeah.
broth moment, so we would just end the night with some cup of noodles, which was great, and I'm like, "Oh, I hold
I
that
think
to my heart." I'm like, "Oh, it's so
we
beautiful."
bonded over cup noodles. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't had a cup noodles in years. I was really excited, and I think the first night I didn't have one because again, they don't really catch my attention. But then the second night, I think my throat was going through it and I was feeling like a little bit more siggy poo. So I was like, you know what? Let me have some. I think it's gonna sit well with me. And it
Mhm.
did. It was so good. So I was like, I'm gonna do this again tomorrow. And that's
Yeah.
what we did. But yeah, it was good.
But overall, how would you say you had a great time at Coachella? How did we feel about the performances? Was there, like, a performance that took you by surprise that you saw that you didn't think you would appreciate or vice versa?
Um, I really enjoyed myself at Coachella. I just always feel like there's never enough time to
Mhm.
see everything and do everything you wanna do. Like, I feel like, unfortunately, there were some things that, like, took longer than we expected, and so that kinda cut into the day, and so that was just, like, the only thing. But I feel like for the most part, the performances that I saw were fun, like, I really enjoyed we saw Sabrina Carpenter, La Addison Rae, and there was a couple that I forgot, like, I think when we were walking through to go to was it Somber that Giveon was on? And I was like, "Oh
Yes.
my god, I forgot that he was gonna be on," and I had seen him, like, 2 years prior at Coachella, and I really liked his set, and I totally forgot that he was gonna be there, so I was like, "Oh," but on our way over, we were still able to very much enjoy it, and, like, he brought out Snoop Dogg, so that was, like, a cool, um it was interesting though, because the song he was singing, which is he I think he was doing Pharrell's vocals, which is interesting because his voice hits different than Pharrell's, like, high-pitched voice, so then for a second, I was like,
Who,
"Wait, what?"
Giveon was doing Pharrell's vocals? Okay.
Yeah, that one song that Pharrell has with Snoop Dogg. I forgot what the song is, but yeah. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I was glad we were able to still catch Somber's set too, because I know we were also late to that because we were taking photos. You were just trying to do everything all at once.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it
it
was
was
'cause we were I forgot what was happening, and then I'm like, "Sun's setting.
the sun
If we're
was
gonna take
setting.
photos, we have to take them now," and then
Yeah.
we were getting distracted well, I think it was just, like, trying to get everybody, in one place at a time because everybody's, like, distracted by different things, right? So, the thing is, by the time we were heading over to Somber to take our photos, I was like, "Oh my god," he brought out Billy Idol, and I was like, "I've always wanted to see Billy Idol," so I just saw him from
Yeah.
a distance. I don't know what song they performed, but I
Mhm.
was like, "We have to get these photos now," also,
Yeah.
so, yeah, there was just a lot going on, but I'm glad we still got to see the end of his set because those were the songs that I wanted to see anyways. I think,
Yeah.
there was one other song that I didn't get to see, which I was like, "No," but it's okay. Yeah, his performance was great. I think he's hilarious. I don't know I don't know what the heck he was screaming out, but I think at one point he's like, do you even have an artist pass?" or something like that, so I was like, I wonder if he's, like, talking to somebody or, like, a friend of his that's in the crowd that's in the
Mhm.
artist pass section or something.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so funny. I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious because we were in the back, so I was just like, I wonder what the
Who was he
front
talking
like, what
shit
the
to?
crowd in the front, like, what the vibes are because 'cause I'm like, ye the vibes are so different depending on where you stand. So I always find that very interesting, especially with crowds, like, I've always heard that people in the back always have the most fun because 'cause they're, like, dancing and whatnot.
Because you have all this space and
Yeah, because you
everybody's
have all
just
this
chill.
space, but then it's like when you're in the thick of it, it's like the vibes are immaculate also, so it's very interesting. I think this Coachella for me was interesting because I think I'm more of a, like, in the thick of it person,
Mhm.
versus, like, this Coachella, I think it was very much just, like, vibing and just enjoying it from a distance, and just watching people vibe also was interesting. So
Mhm.
it was very yeah, I think I was like, "Oh." I think I learned a lot about myself as far as, like, festivals go.
Yeah. What would you say you learned about yourself?
That I like to be in the thick of it, but
Mhm.
I could see why people don't wanna be in the thick of it, because it's very difficult sometimes to see the artist because there's a lot of, tall people around you, so sometimes it's like you're gonna be
Yeah.
looking at the screen no matter what, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess it just depends, like, what exactly is it that you look for when you go to a music festival and how you want I don't know, to enjoy it? Is it just being in the ambiance of it, like, it doesn't matter where you are? Or do you need to be in the thick of it to feel like you're there? You know what I mean? So I think for
Yeah,
me, I
and
was
I
just
get
like,
it.
I can see why people don't wanna be in the thick of it because
Mhm.
the ambiance can be very 50-50 sometimes depending. But I think the crowd that we were in, like, Addison Rae's crowd was great. The XX, the crowd was immaculate. Like, that performance, I think I don't
That
know what
was
I was
really good.
expecting from
Yeah.
them, but they did so amazing, and the crowd was great. It was packed, but there was a lot of dancing still, a lot of singing, and I was like, "Ah, this is so great." Like, I don't know why, I think the XX, when I think of them, I just think chill and vibes also, but it's just, like, very chill, right? But they put on a show. I was like, "See?
Yeah.
This is great."
Yeah. I would say that one was one of the sets that surprised me in the sense that, like, I was looking forward to seeing them. I'd never seen them live before.
Mhm.
So I didn't know what to expect, and yeah, they did such a like, it was such a chill vibe. I mean, granted, I was in the beer garden, but, like, the vibes were good, and I mean, to your point, yeah, like, I feel like everybody has, like, a different sense of how they enjoy festivals. I feel like, for example, me, I'm chill being in the outskirts of the crowd. I don't want or need to be in the thick of it just because out of at my big age, like, I'm just not trying to be inconvenienced by people pushing me, shoving me, being hot, and, like, being under the sun when I can just be, on the outskirts or on the beer garden enjoying my Red Bull tequila
Yeah.
and watching the view and still getting, like, some really good sound effects and such, so, yeah, no, like, I get what you mean in terms of just, like, kinda figuring out what works best. I feel like I had a lot of experience doing GA and being up front and center, and it was so much fun, but I'm like, I feel like I've aged out of it in the sense that, like, I don't enjoy being, like, in the thick of it like that anymore as much as I
Mhm.
used to when I was younger, so I'm like, I'm out here chilling, vibing, and enjoying myself just as well, and I get to sit down if I need to, so that's really
Yeah.
nice too. Yeah, but yeah, I'd say the XX is definitely one that, surprised me, and, like, not that I was expecting a shitty performance, I was just like, "Oh, like, they're doing their thing," and it was kind of like a comeback for them too, right? Because I feel like they haven't really, like, been, like, touring or putting on shows and such in a really long time.
Yeah, because even my brother asked me, he's like, "Oh, how was the XX?" Like, it seemed like very calm vibes. I'm like he's like, "At least that's what I expected," but I was like, "No, the crowd was great. The crowd was dancing, the crowd was singing." Even just the show that alone that they put, I think they did a very their production and their remixing of the music itself was, like, really well thought out. And
Yeah.
there wasn't, like, a moment where it's like, you know how some artists will, like, be, like, really high and then it's, like, really low and people are like, "Okay, like, let's get it going," like, "We
Yeah.
wanna be up here again," So I think they
Yeah.
did a very good they did it very well so that there wasn't, like, that peak and low, like, it was just,
I feel like that's how I felt at
gradual.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying because I feel like that's how I felt at Justin Bieber's set,
Oh,
where,
okay.
like, it was so chill for a really long time, like, "Okay, like, when are things gonna pick up? When are things gonna ramp up?" And then, we kinda got the highs that we got, and then
Mhm.
but it was, like, for the most part, it was a chill set. It wasn't, like, in any way, like, up, 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 and up, which I guess
Yeah.
was a good thing since it was already, like, the end of the day, so people were kinda just, like, chilling, but I know some people were expecting, like, a little bit more from the set. But then also it's like if you saw the first weekend, you kinda knew what you were gonna get. It is sort of like him easing back into his stage presence and feeling comfortable in that space again, so I thought he did a good job overall.
Yeah, I mean, I surprisingly, I think Justin Bieber's was one of those sets that I enjoyed more than I thought I was going to.
Mhm,
I don't know, because I know a lot of people didn't really listen to, like, Swag and Swag 2, so I think that's where a lot
mhm,
of people's complaints came from because 'cause they're like, "Oh, he's not playing his old music or he barely played his old music." But at the same
mhm.
time, I'm like, he hasn't been playing his old music, like, he has 2
Right,
albums out that were kind of back to back, and he hasn't toured and, he canceled his last
right,
tour. So I'm like
right.
and then I'm like, he performed a pretty stripped down show at the Grammys, so I'm like, I don't really know why there was even not even watching weekend 1, I'm like, I don't know why people were expecting, like, a high production value show from him when it's not something that he's been doing at all in
Right.
the past few years.
Yeah.
Even, like, clips of his shows of the tour that of some of the tour that he did, like, I wouldn't say the production was, like, grandiose
Right.
either. I'm like, it
Mhm.
seemed he did have a little choreo here and there, but even then, like, compared to how he used to do it when he was younger, like, I think that was still pretty tame
Yeah.
for him, at least
Yeah.
from what we were used to growing up, right? So,
Mhm.
I think that people were putting him in a box and were upset that he doesn't wanna be in that box anymore.
Yeah, it's like his first time really back in a big stage like that. It's a festival, so he's gonna play, like, the heavy hits and things like that, like, as some artists typically do, so maybe but, like, again, like you said, it's like, well, that hasn't been him in a while, and I think that's him rebelling, and he's just, like, really rejecting that because he was in that for so long. And, I can respect that. Like, do your thing, Justin Bieber. I still enjoyed the show.
Yeah,
And I'm not and honestly, like, I'm not like a diehard Belieber fan to the point where I
same,
was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god." I mean, I was waiting for Boyfriend because that's the one song I do know verse for verse. But, that's fine. It's okay. Like, the other music was very much enjoyable. It was cool how he brought out SZA and Big Sean, and, like I said, like, overall, it was a good show. I do think there were points where I was like, "Oh, okay, I thought this was gonna be a little bit more upbeat, but, like, I guess we're just chilling and we're vibing." And that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I am I don't know because I think it's interesting when it comes to I think this is more so of, like, the whole parasocial thing that we've been talking about with
Mhm.
celebrities, and I
Yeah,
think it kind of was a huge mirror to us, at least, like, when it comes to artists and our expectations of artists in general,
right.
and I think it has a lot of as far as it says a lot about us as far as, like, social media, right? Like, we're so
Mhm.
chronically online that I think even just the doom scrolling of it all, it's like we're constantly looking for something to entertain us, right? So when you
Yeah,
go to these festivals, you expect a high production because you're like, I want to be entertained. I'm paying a lot of money to do so. But then
right,
there's a conversation of like, this is also an artist, right? This is an artist
right,
whose music you enjoy. And
right.
you're not just a fan of this artist specifically for the production value of it, right? You're here for the music, right?
Mhm.
So
Some
I
of
think
us, others, it sounds like they're there for the
for the
production.
production, which, is valid, there are artists that will give you music, that will give you production, that will give you high value and everything, and then there's some artists that don't wanna do that anymore, and
Mhm.
they're like, "I'm trying to evolve, I'm trying." I think for him and just watching his show and him putting YouTube videos of what he used to do is it was just him singing in his guitar, so it was a very stripped down exposure from him, and I think he's one of those artists that definitely did the blueprint pop star thing, where he got mega famous at a very young age, and he kinda spiraled because he lost control of everything, like, his whole life, right? His whole life was being managed by other people who he thought he trusted, and now we know that that's not the case because he departed from a majority of the people that were around during that era of his life. I think now he's more so trying to be the artist that he's always wanted to do, and I think for him, he's like, "I've always just wanted to sing. I never really cared for, like, all the glimmer and the sparkle and all this choreo and high production, like, that was maybe never his style," but he was kind of pushed in that direction, and now that he's in a place where he can make the kind of music he wants to make, which I think is swag and swag too, he's just like, "I want you guys to see me for the artist that I am and not like this whole, like, brand produced, I guess, image or branding that he had before." Right? So I think this is like you said, this is his way of rebelling, but I think this is also his way of letting his fans know, like, "Hey, like, that was a great time," and his show kinda showed that. He's like, "We had a great time here, but let's have a great time this way too, like, this is who I am now, I'm not just that Justin Bieber pop star phenomenon, right? Like, I'm also a dad now, I'm a husband, I make this kind of music," and I think
I'm
this
a
is
man
what
of God.
yeah, so it's like, how much how many artists have we put in a box and not allow to grow? And there's this constant complaint of like, "Ugh, I wish they would stop doing this kind of music and like grow a little and like expand their, their artistry." And then at the same time, it's like, no, we like old Justin Bieber, we like old Beyonce, we like old Lady Gaga. And it's like a doomed if you do, doomed if you don't kind of thing because you can't grow as an artist because your fan base is like, no, we want to stay in the nostalgia of it. or,
Right.
you don't grow at all and then they're like, "Oh my god, you're a has-been,"
Yeah, I mean, I think every artist has a right to kind of grow. I mean, we've talked about it with like Bad Bunny and how they kind of enter different phases. Obviously, Justin Bieber has gone through a bunch of shit and he's grown from it. And it
Yeah.
sounds like he's seen the light at the end of the tunnel in a positive way. And that's
Mhm.
kind of seen through the music that has come out from him recently. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Um, you won't ever be able to satisfy the public, unfortunately, so you should just do
Yeah.
whatever you want at the end of the day and whatever
Yeah.
makes you happy.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are like, "Well, it's sad because you have, like, female artists that would never be able to do that." And I do think that there's a truth to that, but it's a very nuanced situation. I think a lot of people have compared his performance to, like, Sabrina Carpenter's, for instance, and, like, Karol G. They both had high performance, high production value performances, but it's like they're in completely different levels as far as, like, their career goes, you know what I mean? I think Karol and Sabrina, no matter how long they've been in the industry, would now be like they're kind of newer to the public, right? Versus Justin Bieber, who's had a lot more skin in the game. But I also wouldn't be like, well, I do think that a female artist could do that if they really wanted to, especially if they had a very similar situation. I think Britney Spears could definitely do that. I think when I think of Justin, I think a lot about Britney because they had a very similar career trajectory as far as like being
Yeah, when you were talking
child
about
stars
mhm.
and, going through what they went through in the public and paparazzi and their relationships in general. But I also think that Beyoncé, if she really wanted to, could do it, and I think her fans would appreciate a very stripped down performance, especially because Beyoncé already is a very private person in general. So even just having a stripped down show like that, that I thought felt, in my opinion, felt very personal and intimate, even though you're in a big stage like Coachella, is doable for her. And I think people would appreciate it also from her. And it would be like, oh, like I felt a little, again, the parasocial relationship is like I feel a little closer to her now because, we get to see her for her and like not have to be in like this, you know, done up outfits, and it could just be her and the music and maybe getting a little bit of a backstory of like, "Oh, I was, 17 years old when I wrote this song," or "This is what was going on," or like, "Remember this," and going through nostalgic moments in her career. I think people would react well to it. I know people would be like, "Oh, this is so boring," but I think that has more to do with you than the artist, you know?
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, my criticisms were definitely me more than Justin Bieber.
No, yeah, because I agree. I'm like, there were some moments I'm like, "Oh, like, people are not dancing," but it's like, I get it. Like, maybe this is just not an album that they really listen to or care for, and I get it. Like, I would also wanna hear some of his old music too, which I'm glad he did, and I do
Mhm.
think that there was an improvement from weekend 1 to weekend 2 because I do think that he
There
took some
was, yeah.
notes from weekend 1 and some of the criticism that people were giving, and I think he took it and he applied it, and I do think his weekend 2 performance was a lot better and
I think so
more
too.
thought out than the first one, even though I do think the first one did seem a lot more intimate. Even when I was watching, I'm like, "Oh, this is such an intimate show." Like, even for you just being in the public, I'm like, I could see how people would be mad because 'cause they're like, "We're standing in the middle of, like, all these people pushing and whatnot, and we're bored," like, or it's so slow, I need it to pick up. I didn't stand
Yeah, I
9
mean, I've
hours for
been
this
under the
show.
sun, especially
Yeah.
those folks that, like, not camp, but, like, they barricaded since the start, like,
But I'm like,
since they
"But that's
opened.
also a you decision, babes. Like, you made that decision, you took that chance, and, like,
Right.
you kinda have to live with that now," It's like, I stood there for 9 hours, and yeah, you did, and that was your choice. Like, Justin Bieber did not force you to stand there for 9 hours.
Agreed. This is why I was in the beer garden. I was, like,
Yep, and this is why I'm like, and this is why I'll be sitting down, just watching. It's great.
having a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for Justin Bieber, because my sister and I went to in the crowd to see Sabrina Carpenter, and that was great, but
Oh,
people were
yeah.
already pushing and shoving, and I'm like, "I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that for Justin Bieber because,
It's gonna be more outrageous with
yeah, it's gonna
him.
be feral in there." And I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
It's like, "It's not gonna be great." And people are gonna be pushing, shoving, trying to get to the front, and he was in the crowd this time around, so I
Did
know
you see
people were
that
gonna be
someone
pushing and shoving.
did you see that someone pooped in the crowd?
I heard
I
about it. I
ca
didn't see the video, but I heard
I
about
came
that video.
across a TikTok where someone was recording it.
Someone taking a dump?
Not someone taking a dump, just, like, the aftermath. So it was just,
That's
like, the pile of poo.
crazy. Standing in a crowd where
Well,
someone
because
took
it's
a
like, I'm
giant
not leaving.
shit,
Well, yeah.
and now you have to make sure you don't step in it, but it's, like, around you. Ugh,
That's
that's
scary.
crazy.
That's why I was like, again, beer garden. Yo ya no estoy para estar para esas cosas. Fuck that.
No, I think
Imagine?
it would
That's
have to be,
crazy.
like, the right artist for me. I'm like, if
Right.
Rihanna decided to headline Coachella, I will be in the motherfucking crowd, babes. I will be in
I
there.
believe that. I believe
If
that,
if
and
Miley Cyrus did,
yeah.
I would be in that crowd 100%,
As you
but,
should, and hopefully the crowds for those 2 artists would be better, or, like, just so you don't have to worry about, like, craziness, but
who knows?
yeah,
But
we'll
yeah.
see. Or for sure take your little banquito or something
Yeah.
so that you're able to kinda take some breaks in between.
But yeah. But yeah,
What was
overall,
your
I enjoyed his performance. It was great, nostalgic, hit everything. Enjoyed I think listening to his album Swag and Swag 2 was interesting because I was like, "Damn, he really is in a different time of his life and, like, enjoying marriage and fatherhood," and I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
did
how
think those
people can,
songs
like, say certain things and not and I'm like, "This is how you know you don't listen to the music," because I'm like, the things that he's saying in this song or just the music in general in those albums are I'm like, "Oh, this man really just is healing himself and living
Yeah.
a better life."
I will say that I did enjoy listening to those songs in his set because I'd never listened to the album, so listening
Mhm.
to them firsthand there, I was like, "Oh, these are nice songs." Like, that was
Yeah,
so sweet, and I was like,
they
"Oh, look at
are
him being a little
so
romance."
good. And I was
Yeah,
like,
so I did
is there
enjoy
gonna be a
listening to
3rd
those.
swag? Is there gonna be a swag 3 to, like, fulfill the trilogy?
Maybe, I
You
mean,
know?
we'll see. Why wouldn't I mean, I don't see if he did a second, I don't know why he wouldn't do a third and just
Yeah, who
continue at
knows?
that point.
But yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that would be a recommendation, listen to Swag. I think Swag 2 is my favorites of the Swag albums. I'm like,
What what was your favorite show?
are we going by days or just overall
You can
the weekend?
as you wish, you can go by days if you can't, like, decide one for the whole weekend.
I think, like I said, I think the XX were probably, like, my favorite to watch because I went in there completely not knowing what to expect. I've never seen them before. So I was just pleased on all in all regards because they had a great show. The crowd was great. It wasn't that hot. My sister and I did
Yeah, it was already
shrooms.
at
We
yeah,
we weren't sure we were feeling them or not until, like, we went
yeah,
home and we're like 'cause my so we ta I did a little bit. It was like a small
mhm,
bite. I was like, I don't trust myself in a public moment like this to be, like, out of my mind, you know what I mean?
right.
So I'm like, just a little bite, and it was, I think, 30 minutes before the XX, and we were just chilling, and I literally, as soon as we got home and I was eating my sopa buona after, like, showering actually, no, I think it
I
was while I was
remember
getting
you
ready to shower,
mentioned
I was
it.
like, "I feel stupid, like, I feel dumb, I don't know what's going on," and I'm like, "I think it hit," and I'm like, "I don't know if it hit because we're finally home and, like, we don't feel
Well,
vibrations or frequencies anymore from the music."
yeah, or the distraction, or, like, your body was fighting for its life the whole time and just
Yeah.
stressed out because your feet having to walk everything you walked and the dirt, and it finally was, like, calm, and so then it started setting in, I guess, but
And
who
I would
knows? I don't know how
say
shrooms work.
yeah, I will say that I think that night I'm like, I was walking with a purpose to get home. Like, I'm like, "My feet hurt, I need to get home," and I'm like, "Where are they?" I was just, like, weaving through the crowd. I think this whole weekend I was just, like, weaving through the crowd. I'm like, "Let's get home as fast." The crowds to get out after the Justin Bieber show,
Right.
crazy. We might as well
Yeah.
have been like farm animals because the herd was hurting. Everybody was, like, tired. It was like zombies that didn't move, and I'm like, "Wow, if this is a horror film, literally." Like shit could go down right now, and we're all screwed because we can't move. We're all stuck in one position because everybody's trying
Yeah.
to get out. and it's
I mean, I
crazy.
feel like people were pretty good for the most part, like, we were
Yeah.
took a minute to get out of there, but we were able to kinda, like, weave our way out of there.
Yeah, I'm
And then
glad
once
everybody
we
was in
hit
a good
that
mood because I
corner
could see how somebody could have been, like, so irritated, and they're like, "What the fuck?" But I think everybody was
yeah.
like, "Okay,
Some
guys."
people yeah. There was definitely, good festival etiquette, I don't know what else to call it, in the sense that, like, we're all in this together, no one's gonna be out first or last,
Yeah.
just let it happen and try to be mindful of your space, of, like, the people around you and such, because you don't want any sort of, like, emergencies happening. So I was thankful for that, that there wasn't no chaos like that where,
Yeah,
like,
for
we
sure.
felt like our lives were threatened in any way.
But I will say that going through this Coachella made me miss EDC. I was like, right now, we'd
Oh, it's
probably
so
be,
funny because Karina was like, kept comparing it to EDC because obviously that's her
like,
point
bread
of
and butter.
comparison.
Yeah,
No, and also just, like, in terms of festivals that she's gone to, like, that is
a
the next
three-day festival, yeah.
yeah, like, that's the easiest thing. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would say that I just what I love about EDC is that it's at night, and I just feel
Yeah,
like our clocks align better with EDC because we can be up late and we can just, like, and
yeah,
sleep all day and then literally eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Over here, you do the same, but you're not beaten down by the sun at EDC because that really wears into, like, your energy, your attitude, whatever you have going on for the day. Whereas in EDC, it's, like, dark all the time, and I think there's also a lot more things to do at EDC as opposed to in Coachella. Like, yeah, you have the cool art installations and you have the little brand activations, but they're so small and there's so many people that wanna get in, which, like, that was one of the things I hated, that I'm
yeah.
just, like, never gonna try to do those unless I wanna waste my time because
Unless, like,
you just
there's
waste
no
your
one that you wanna
time.
go see
Yeah, like,
and you
unless
get
you
there
have the free
early.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
unless you have the free time, because otherwise you really have to choose between watching a performance or doing the brand activation, and that I think sucks because it's like, why don't they have more capacity if they know how much tickets they're selling? But
yeah,
I think this is, like, new territory for them too, because I think Gala mentioned that this is, like, the first time they have, like, this many brands and kinda doing that thing, but I was just like,
yeah.
"Oh."
I've never done the brand activations for any festival, so I think it was
I
nice to see what the festival offered, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I agree. I do think that they need to
I've done
either go bigger or go smaller with the amount of activations they have or the amount of brands that they have, and go
Mhm.
bigger or split the activations in half or the brands in half. You do weekend 1, you do weekend 2. That also affects, who goes to weekend 1, who goes to weekend 2, because that
Yeah,
whole, like, which weekend is better, and it's like if you start
yeah,
introducing brands to weekend 2, which they're there anyways, but
yeah.
putting emphasis in week 2, it's like, how will that affect the festival overall, you know?
What's interesting is that I've in past years that I've gone to Coachella, I've done brand activations, but they were mostly focused around, like, alcohol brands. So, like, I remember we did the Absolute one, and that one was so fun because it was, like, AC blast full blast there, and you were just getting free Absolutes to your name, and then you had a really good DJ in there, and it was just, like,
Mhm.
fun, and they had little, like, areas where you can, like, take photos and stuff like that, but it was pretty spacious, which I was so sad I didn't get to do that one this year. And then, there was, like, soju one too, with or more of was, like, sparkling soju, but yeah, they were mostly just, like, alcohol ones, the ones that
Mhm.
I'd been to in the past. This was the first time that I saw more so, like, the Barbie one, and there was, like, the Alaska Airline one, and the Coca-Cola one. The Coca-Cola was fun too, but
The
there
Sprite
was just
one,
so many
was it a
people.
Sprite one? What, the one that was next to it, was it Sprite? Because I just saw a whole bunch of
Well, I
Sprite
mean yeah, I
brands.
mean, Sprite was in there as a brand. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was, like,
I don't
whole like, if
yeah.
it was all Sprite, but yeah, Sprite was, like, maybe it's a partner, a brand
Yeah,
partner or
because I
something.
know the Barbie installation was their first year doing it, which I thought it was cute. My sister actually decided to
Yeah,
stay in the line and got, like, a cute keychain. I thought that was very unique and
mhm.
fun to do, but I do think that that type of installation probably would have benefited from being bigger, just because
Yes,
you're doing a free item and doing your own little charms for free. So, yeah,
right.
people are gonna wanna do that, especially Barbie, especially with the amount of girlies that go and their outfits. They're like, "Oh, this would be cute with my outfit." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then bag charms are such a thing right now
Yeah,
too. So,
super
like, they
smart.
definitely had the
Yeah.
right idea for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think in that regard, it was kind of like a bust, and It was kinda like, it was a little anticlimactic in that sense, but only again, not that the experiences were shitty, it was, like, the shitty part was having to wait, like,
To choose.
hours on end to get inside one of those, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, "That is crazy." Like, let me just go to the beer garden and enjoy myself and watch what I wanna watch.
Yeah, because I
So
think
that
that one,
sucks.
it like, it would need to be bigger because you're taking time to build a bag charm, but then there's also people trying to get in, and it's like,
I
how long is it gonna take for you to make a bag charm, like
Well, and the thing is too that they keep letting VIP people cut, which, like, I get that's part of the perks, but then that also sets the line back where you're like, "I'm almost there," but then it still takes you, like, another whole freaking hour. I think also the merch was so annoying that they just have one centralized location, and before you would have the artist merch and the regular merch in one in not like in one, but under the same tent, and then this time they decided to split it, which I think was kinda catastrophic for some people, especially when you like, now I have to wait in line twice and it's, like, freaking long, like, that's so annoying, and I do think they should just have multiple locations for merch. The place is big enough, like, why don't you? I don't understand why they just hold it under, like, one hub, like, I think that's stupid.
Yeah,
Which I think in EDC, they do have multiple
multiple.
location where you
Yeah.
can find merch, so they would benefit from that approach instead, I'd say. My favorite, um my favorite sets from the weekend were The Strokes and Interpol, which I'm not surprised because that's really who I was there to see, like, those are the people I was looking forward to seeing the most,
Mhm.
and it was just like, it was
I
amazing,
think
and
after seeing The Strokes, I realized that I had seen them before, and I'm like, "Why do I feel like I've seen this before?" And I think we didn't we see them in Barcelona?
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, we
I was
saw
like,
them in
"Wait."
Primavera.
I was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember this song."
Excuse me. Yeah, we did. But they're
Yeah,
so good live that, like,
they are.
I always look forward to seeing this was my 3rd time seeing them, 2nd time in a festival, and I was just like, "Oh, it's gonna be good," and it was. I was
Yeah, the
not
crowd was
disappointed.
great for the most part when they weren't,
Yeah.
like, shoving their elbows in your face, but other than that
When you my boob kept getting fucking slaughtered. It's so annoying. But
Yeah.
other than that, I was having a good time. And then, yeah, and Interpol was really good too. I'd say those were my 2 favorite performances, but, like, I think everybody we saw was really good. Like, there was never one that we went to and I'm like, "Wow, that sucked. I wish I didn't see that." And
Yeah.
I know we missed a couple too that we wanted to see just, like, because the time stuff didn't work out. I would have
Yeah,
wished too that we would have had I wanted to check out more, like, the DJs on, like, the other side where they had, like, the
I wanted to
colorful.
go to Dewlap, yes, I wanted to go there so
Yeah,
bad. I know we did a little couple of, like, drive-bys and it was fun, so I
yeah, because it
appreciated
is
the
fun.
drive-bys, but I'm like, "I just wanna be under those little, like, whatever they are,
Yeah,
and just dance."
'cause I mean, in the past, I have gone to it and, like, seen a couple sets there, and it's so much fun, so I was just like, "Aw, sad face we didn't really get to see that," or
Yeah.
really didn't get to spend some time over there either.
I will say the scheduling with Coachella is always one of, like, my biggest icks with them, or I don't know who does the scheduling. I think the scheduling sometimes is a little weird or it doesn't make
Weird
sense.
as in how?
Like, why are these people that you know are gonna pull a crowd in such a small stage?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like
Yeah,
this I'm
sometimes
like,
they
if
get
you
that
know they're
wrong.
gonna pull like, you know they're gonna pull numbers or they're gonna p or are you underestimating the type of artist or DJ that I don't think DJs should be in an enclosed area. I think yeah, I think that's the thing with Coachella. It's like you underestimate some of these artists, and a lot of
Mhm.
festivals do that. I think we had a bone to pick with EDC when they put, um,
De Oro
De
in the
Oro in where the stage where the benches are. Because I was like, "That's weird, like, you should've just put him in the main stage because he can pull those numbers, he can pull the
right.
people over there," and I'm like, "We couldn't even get into VIP because it's such a small VIP
So crowded,
and
yeah.
it's so crowded, so we had to go into
The bleachers.
the bleachers, yes, which was great,
We still had a good
luckily with
time, but
EDC
yeah,
and DJs like that, it's like, it doesn't matter where you are because at the end of the day, it's like you're just gonna dance to the music, but at the same time, I'm like, it could've been better planned, and that's
yeah.
my tiff with Coachella also. It's like some of these sets could have been in a bigger stage, or some of the
Mhm.
set times could have been better or, like, they could have been better planned. because some of
Mhm.
these set times did not make sense. I'm like, "How am I supposed to go from so and so when
I
they're
know.
across the d" and I'm like, "They're the same
Well,
genre at this point.
we
They should
went
have been on the
yeah.
same stage."
When we left the stroke set, we had 5 minutes to get to Mojave, I think, for Interpol, which we actually made it pretty good time because once we got out of that little, like, because you were with us, remember, we all linked together up until, like, we got out of that, like, the sea of people, and
Yeah.
then we made it, like, in good time, like, we didn't miss any of their show. We got there just in time. But, yeah, no, I agree. I remember at first I thought that, they were gonna be playing where Sexy Red was, and
Mm.
so I was like, "Oh my god, that's gonna be so far to get over there." But luckily it was like, bloop, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
But
like the
yeah,
Sexy
those
Red stage, I'm like, that stage is great for DJs. I think that they should take advantage of, but it's also further out, so I get why. Or even the Triangle one, like, that one's also great for DJs, and I do think they use a majority of the DJs there, but,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know, I think it's like I'm like, I could see how you invite certain people, but also it's like the planning of what stages they get should be better done.
Yeah.
And if you guys need help, hire us. Just kidding.
Yeah, we have thoughts. Do you guys have a
We have
suggestion
thoughts.
box?
I'm like, there should be a theme here. What's the theme? I do
I
appreciate the
also hate
legacy
that
acts. Oh, go ahead. You hate what?
oh, no, I was gonna say, I also hate that you have to pay to get on the Ferris wheel, like, that's free at EDC.
Yes.
Like, the ride should
Yes.
be free, I'm already paying so much to be here, it's fucking hot, like, this should be free.
Yeah. My friend
Um,
texted me. She was like, I have 2 extra tickets for the Ferris wheel. Do you guys want them? And I'm like, girl, I would
we're
love
gone,
them,
no,
but
just
also
kidding.
like we're not gonna get on this Ferris wheel because we're trying to make fetch happen with like the time and whatnot. I think by day
Yeah.
3, I was just like so over it. My body was breaking down day 3, you guys. Like, the amount of shit that happened to me day 3
Poor
is
Lucy.
crazy. What
I
my
feel like
butt
every day she just kept she kept getting injuries, and they kept getting progressively worse to the point that I was like, "Lucy, sit down.
I'm like, "I
Sit
can't, my
down."
butt hurts." You guys, my butt was sore because of all the sitting that I was doing. That's never happened to me. And you guys know I will find a place to sit, but, like,
Yeah.
sitting on the ground, sitting on these steps, sitting on pavement, I was just like, "Wow, I really don't have an ass or anything to, like, help because my butt is sore." And it's crazy. It feels like someone, like, kicked me on my little butt cheeks, and now I can't sit because it hurts so much.
How's
I
your
don't
butt
feel
doing this week?
well,
Or
it's great now. Literally, as soon as
okay,
I got
good.
home, I drank creatine. I was like, "Let me take my creatine," because I was so mad at myself because I forgot my creatine at home because I was gonna take it with me to the weekends. I'm like, "We're gonna do a lot of walking. This is a lot of muscle building. We need to, like,
Yeah,
prep our body," and I forgot my prenatals. I forgot everything. So your girl was going through
yeah.
it. So that's why
The
I was
only thing she
breaking
had to her name were, teas and lemon,
teas and lemons
and
and a
the little
Coca-Cola. Oh, yeah, and
halls
the
or whatever. There you go.
whatever they're called,
Cough drops.
cough drops, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what so my feet obviously were killing me. I bandaged my feet.
I feel like you did everything you could, and your feet
Yeah.
still kinda really went through it.
I will say I didn't break in my boots the first day, and I was using them the first day, so that was, like, mistake numero uno, but they're broken in now,
True.
guys. They are broken in, okay?
She's like,
But
she's ready for her next festival.
I bandaged my feet, and
She's ready for
honestly, all of the
EDC.
shit that possibly could have happened to them, like getting all these blisters and probably bleeding, were prevented. And so the next day I woke up feeling great. My feet were killing me though. So I was like, I'm not going to be standing in the crowd for Justin Bieber. And we were sitting as best as we could. And that's where I noticed my butt was starting to hurt because any chance your girl got to sit, I was going to sit. I think by the time the strokes was done, I'm like, I can no longer stand in one place or stand in general in a crowd. I need to go sit somewhere. So I had a
Mhm,
dip from the Interpol because I did want to go see them. Honestly, I've never seen them perform. So I did want to
mhm.
go see them, but I was like, no, I'm not going to be able to make it out all the way over there and then stand more and then come all the
Yeah.
way back to find a place for Justin Bieber
And
and
I
have a
will
comfortable
say
spot.
Mappy was going through it in the
Yeah.
Interpol set. God bless her for staying through
Yeah.
that.
I was like, "I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna find us a good spot for Justin Bieber, y'all go enjoy the show, I'm gonna get another little Coke, I'm gonna go to the restroom,
I'm like, "Imma
and
be just fine."
I'm gonna be right here." Day 3 day 3, my feet were great. We triple bandaged them, double socked that shit, wore
She
the
has
same
learned.
shoes I
She
used day
lived and she
2.
learned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sh they were okay, my feet were thick, I loosened up my laces a little, she was comfortable, the outfit day 3 it was cute as fuck,
Yep.
and I don't know I don't know what the heck happened that I hurt myself somehow. Oh, she was she was trying to do unos pasos prohibidos during the Karol G
Karol
set,
G, yeah.
and I re-injured myself. So, I am sure I've mentioned it before.
Pulled something.
I strained or tore a groin muscle somewhere or something, or I don't know if it's a hip impingement with my
Mhm.
hip bone, but your girl's been injured for, like, 3 years. I've gone to, like, get it checked. No, I don't know what's wrong with that, but I gave it some time to basically heal on its own, and we were doing great. I wasn't feeling as much pain as I was. I was able to, like,
Yeah.
move my leg out. So basically the injury was that it would hurt every time I would turn like, if this is my foot, if I did that, it would hurt. So, like
Yeah.
and if I did my knee like this, it would hurt. So you guys know when you guys are doing, like, your warm-ups to, like, run or walk, you do, like, the little out, knee. It would hurt to turn out my knee, so any outward turn, it just was not doing it. I was getting to a point where it wasn't scary to do those type of turns. Sometimes if I, like, turned really quick, I would feel a little bit of, like, a pain, but it wasn't too bad. Your girl was dancing, she was doing los pasos prohibidos. She slipped because,
She
um,
was in her tropico quieta
I was
vibe.
and where we were sitting, there was, like, our friends brought, like, this little thing that you could sit like, a little tarp that you can sit on. And I didn't realize I was stepping on it, so my foot slipped, and I just instantly felt pain. I was just like, "Oh my god, it hurts so bad," and I just felt warmth after that. So I'm like, "I pulled a muscle or I did something again where
You're
the
like, "I
injury
tore
is back. I
something,
tore
I
something."
re-injured,
Yeah,
I
because all I felt
something's
after that
wrong."
when blood runs, that's how it felt. I'm like, I didn't hear
Oh my
pop, so I'm like,
god.
I know I didn't tear something, but blood was running, and I'm like, I at least strained something for sure.
Yeah.
Then we get home, right? I dropped something. This is after I've, like, showered, everything. I dropped
She
something.
was
I just
getting
bent
her cup
over to pick
noodles,
it
I
up.
think.
Yeah, I was picking up my soda, I think. Just bend over to pick it up. I feel a pain in my knee, and I'm like, "Oh, I think I tore meniscus. Something's wrong, something." It hurt so bad, you guys, like,
That
I've
sucks,
never felt
yeah.
pain like that before, and then it would hurt to,
Mhm.
like, even walk. I luckily, the next morning, I felt fine. I felt a little uncomfort, but I was like, "Wow, I'm really just out here just breaking apart, like,
I was like,
my
"Sit
knees."
down."
Yeah, I was like, "I'm gonna sit down, my butt hurts, my knees, my tearing like, my ACL or something." I'm over here, like, straining groins, it was bad. So, yeah, by day 3, I was like, "Oh, we're ready to go home. We're ready to go home and soak ourselves and just lay in our bed." And, yeah, the
Yeah,
next day on Tuesday, I felt every single thing, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sick again. Great." I was going through it on Tuesday. Wednesday felt better, though, but
that's
Tuesday, she was
good.
going through it.
I feel like every day probably progressively got better because you were able to not put your body through shit and really just rest and sleep and, kinda just nurse yourself because you can't really do that while you're at the festival because it's back to back and it's the same thing every day. It's like walking, walking, walking,
Yeah.
sun, your meals aren't right, you're dehydrated as everything. I think that's why I'm looking forward to this week 'cause I feel like I'm finally gonna be able to have that downtime because I came back from Coachella and then it was like,
Mhm.
"Oh,
Gotta go to
gotta
work.
go. Gotta go to the mall to pick up some shit I need before I leave for the rest of the week." And yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward for that, and I took
But
a really long nap today after work. I was
yeah,
like,
I've been sleeping, like, my plan was to start running this weekend. Did I do that? No, absolutely not.
Randy, you're just
I
talking about all your freaking injuries and you're gonna start running? God bless you.
We need
But
to
I know
run
you have goals. I know you
yes.
have goals, so I get it, but God bless
I was
you.
like, I'm like, "I need to sweat this
Baby
sickness
Jesus.
out," basically. I'm like, "I need to
Mhm.
sweat this out. I need to sweat this infection out. I think I have a sinus infection." I'm like, "I need to, like, just get up and do what I was doing." Have I done that? No. I slept all Saturday. I don't know
Well, it's
what
good
the
that you
heck
allowed
happened
yourself to
Saturday.
rest.
My mom
Yeah.
called me at 5. She's like, "Can you go pick up your brother?" And she's like, "How are you still sleeping?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I thought it was, like, at least 1 PM." Check the phone, it's 5. I was like, "My whole day is gone." I'm like, "Tomorrow is Sunday, and now I have nothing to my name. I didn't do shit." Sunday came, didn't do anything. I was supposed to babysit my nephew,
Mhm.
didn't do anything on purpose, so sister cancels, like, literally an hour before I'm getting ready, and I'm like, "Rude." I'm like, "I just spent my whole day, doing nothing, and now I have nothing to show for it." Today, I was supposed to go run, didn't do that. I took a nap instead. I was like, "No."
Give yourself grace because 'cause you're still sick. Because I also was like, "Oh, maybe I should, like, pick up my workout routine again this week or something, like, today." Excuse me. No, like, city girls are down bad still. Like, I'm like, "You should probably just rest and maybe think about doing that tomorrow." Yeah, because it's just
Yeah.
been, like I mean, I still need to finish unpacking and doing all the things, so I'm just like, "Okay, I'm gonna give myself grace today, and then tomorrow will be better."
Yeah, so
Because
we're
'cause I'm
back
just
to
not trying
trying to
to feel
heal
like
the
shit.
hip.
Yeah, as you should. Hopefully, it gets better with time, but hopefully you're able to get at least a little jog in, but I think so long as you're doing some sort of physical activity, you're better for it, so
Yeah, I
you
was
shouldn't
like,
be
"Let
too
me
hard.
let my feet unswell," and then I'm like, "By the weekend, they're gonna be great, and then we can
Yeah.
just start running our 4-mile goal every day," but I'm like, "No, it's fine, it's fine. You're okay." Just a
Yeah,
little
it's
ASMR moment.
yeah, it's okay. It's
Just
okay.
pitch up. It's a new day.
Exactly, exactly. That's why I said, like, I'm gonna take the day to just get it together, and then tomorrow we'll hit the ground running.
I guess
Have
this
fun.
begs the question, would you do Coachella again?
I would. I wouldn't say that I'll do it next year just because, like, I did it this year, it's fun, but, like, kinda like with EDC last year, I wanted to put my money towards something else.
Mhm.
Unless there's, like, a set list or, like, people that I really wanna go to, but then it sucks because in order to secure decently priced tickets, you have to buy them before the lineup even drops, and then getting your lodging and all that stuff, you wanna get that done earlier, so it just, like,
Yeah,
defeats the
there's a lot of
purpose.
planning. I know, my
Yeah,
sister and I were talking about it. They're like, "Would you come back to Coachella?" I'm like, "Honestly, no." But it's also same thing. It's like, do you maybe do it 3 times like we did with EDC, and I'm like, "I'd be good. I don't think I would need to come back to this." Like, I don't enjoy the day festival at all. Like you
this
said,
was
it's a
my 3rd
lot.
time. This was my
Yeah.
3rd time, that's why I was like,
I'm like, "This is
I'm
my
good for
2nd
next year.
time." So I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
still due
no.
for 1, but I'm like, I would need this lineup to be like it has to be somebody that I haven't seen in concert and would probably never see in concert because they don't tour.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah,
only people that would do that would be Rihanna because she hasn't put out music. So, if by October by October she puts out an album, I am buying a Coachella ticket because she might be there, you know what I mean? And the
yeah,
other person would be Miley Cyrus because she doesn't tour anymore either.
right.
So, seeing her at a festival, if she even does those anymore, would be a
Yeah,
once in a lifetime opportunity, and that's the only
mhm,
other person. And Lana Del Rey because I would love to see her again if she doesn't tour. And then also my brother loves Lana Del Rey, and that would be like his first time seeing her also. So if
yeah,
that's what we need to do, we're gonna do that. But I think those are
yeah,
the only people that would get me out there
yeah.
in that,
I
yeah.
I can't think of anybody on the top of my head that would get me out there. Yeah, I mean, like,
T-Pain.
I would love he was there last year, though, so, like,
Was
what are
he?
the odds? Yeah, he was there last year, and it
Well,
was amazing, and
Sabrina
I
was in
also
2024 and she headlined 2 years later, you know?
yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I just really wanna put my money elsewhere, Like, I don't want to spend all this money for a 3-day festival. If it
Yeah.
was a one-day festival, like, I'm there, like, so much fun when we did Lovers and Friends and things like that. Um, but yeah, I think I would go back, just not next year, maybe in the near future, because it is fun, and I had a like, outside of, like, the heat and the walking and stuff, but because at the end of the day, it's expected, like, we've been to Coachella once, we know what to expect out of it,
Yeah.
but, like, it usually is really just the people and the acts that you go to see, so, like, I enjoyed, like, being out there with you guys and with Ale and Mappy, so,
Yeah,
like,
it was so
I would
fun.
I would love to get the same group of girlies together and do another, like, Airbnb and, like, go somewhere or even go to Palm Springs or whatever for the weekend or something. Um, yeah, so, like I said, it's just maybe not next year, but could be in the future
I
if it
will
makes
say I did
sense.
enjoy our group. I thought it was super fun. I loved hearing
Yeah.
all of Ale's, like, commentary. I really thought
Yeah.
they were gonna show up in the video, so I was, like, dying every time she would say something because 'cause I'm like, "Great,
Yeah.
like, all your commentary is gonna be in the video."
No, and
Um,
because that's literally our bit. Every time
yeah.
that we were at Coachella, we'd just be talking shit, and they would just be making each other laugh like that. We would just go, like, back to
Oh,
back.
we
That's why.
me and Ale were dying during the Justin Bieber set because obviously he went through the crowd, so people were, like, touching him and choking him,
Oh,
basically.
yeah. I
And we
remember
were like,
that.
"How many" I'm like, "You know for a fact they're not gonna wash their hand after this, like, that is
Oh,
the
yeah.
hand that touched Justin Bieber." And I was just like I'm like, "Watch, people are gonna masturbate to that hand." Like, "This touched Justin Bieber." And we just kept going, we were like, "Oh," and if they get pregnant, that's Justin Bieber's baby, like, that's the
Yeah.
and we were just dying, and I'm pretty sure the girls in front of us were like, "These motherfucking freaks, like, haters over here just talking shit about Justin Bieber," but it's like, "No, we like Justin Bieber, we just thought it was
Yeah.
funny to see all these
Yeah.
girlies, like, living their dream," and I'm like, "Yeah, if I had Bieber fever and I touched Bieber, I guess there is that parasocial of, like, that is my man, you know? So, there you go, dream come
Yeah.
true."
Yeah. I mean, I
So,
wouldn't
yeah.
judge them. I wouldn't judge them if they went home and did that.
Like, "Live your fantasy, girl."
Yeah, live your fantasy because who knows when you're ever gonna be able to touch him and be in that close proximity to him.
I'm surprised people didn't faint. I was waiting to see that. Actually, that's what Alice
Really.
said. She's like, "How many who do you think is gonna be the one to faint?" And I'm
There
like,
was
"Honestly,
a
I don't
lot of
know,
people
girl."
fainting at
Was
Coachella
there?
though. Well, not
Oh, not
necessarily for his, but, like, there was a lot of
oh, yeah.
couple people that we saw down. I
Some
remember because every
casualties for sure, yeah.
yeah, it was funny because every time I would see him, like, "Oh, they just want attention."
They're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, but hopefully those people are fine.
Yeah,
I
hopefully
mean, it
they're
seemed like
good.
they were getting medical attention, so I'm sure they're fine. I wonder how that works, like, once you go to the medical tent or the medic tent, do you get kicked out too, or are they just like, "You're okay," like, just you go back to the festival, like,
I
nada?
think yeah, I don't think they
'Cause
get
remember
kicked out,
I got escorted out of Dre's club after I
but
fainted
that's different. I think when you're at
because
a
but it
club,
was
yeah,
because
it's
it's a
different.
liability, so that, like, do they have measurements of, like, "Oh, we need you to exit right now because if something does bad really happens to you, then it's on our watch because we let you release you back into it," if
Yeah,
you
but then
will.
how are they gonna get them home? That's a
I don't
liability in
know
itself, you know what I mean?
I
It's
don't know,
like,
that's what I'm
we're gonna
saying, like,
kick
how
you
does
out
that
because
work?
you're a liability, but, you have to figure out getting home yourself. You know
I
what I
wonder
mean?
well, that's what I'm curious about, like, do they have I'm sure they have a process for that, like, if they do need to help you get home, like, they're not just gonna be like, "Okay, pues, por la orillita y se me cuida," like, get home
Yeah.
safely, like, I'm sure there
I do think it
might be
depends on what
some
the situation is because I know that there's people
yeah,
who got sick during the festival, but they camped, so they went to, like, the tent, the medical tent, took a nap or, got seen and then went to the festival and then didn't end up feeling well, so they just went back to camp.
yeah,
But I think it just depends on, like, how sick are you? Are you, like, overdosing? I think that would be different, you know what I mean?
yeah.
They're not gonna just watch you and then,
They find
"Alright,"
drogas on you, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's like, I'm curious on how that works.
Yeah.
But hopefully those folks that we saw that were down
Stay
are
hydrated.
were okay and were yeah. I was just proud of myself that I didn't faint at
Girl,
any
we weren't
point
in
throughout
Vegas, thank God.
No, I know, but, like, I don't know what could have happened, so
You
that's
know
why I was, like,
why?
on top
You
of all
know
my
why? Because
hydration and
you were
everything.
eating and you weren't drinking that much. I don't think you were drinking that much
No,
compared to,
I think
like, our usual drinking
well, I wasn't
abilities.
cross-faded, that's for sure. I forgot my gummies, so I was like, "You know what? I
Mm,
think that's a sign I should just stick to drinking." And, yeah, I didn't drink that much because it was so hot, so I was kind of, like, more interested in staying hydrated than drinking, but I
that's one
did
thing
have
I will say,
a
like,
little
day
buzz
festivals,
going
I
on.
have no interest in drinking during day festivals because I'm like, "It's hot." Like, it's not
You're like,
gonna
"I'm
be a
gonna sweat this
fun
out."
it's not gonna
Yeah.
yeah, it's not gonna be a fun time
I
being
did get a
hot
little
like,
bit of a
drunk
buzz,
in a
which was
hot
fun.
day on a hot day.
True.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I think when it comes to day festivals, I'm like, "No, thank you." When it comes to night festivals, I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great time. It's a way to stay warm sometimes." Um,
Good
you know,
point, yeah.
So then where are we going? No, I was kidding.
What do
What
you
are we
mean, where are
doing
we going?
next? What is our next bitch up activity? You guys, maybe next time we'll have a little bitch up house at Coachella. We're gonna be
Oh, I
sponsored
know,
by
we
Cup
can't.
of Noodle and Coca-Cola.
No, we literally kept saying, and Don Julio. Yeah,
Yeah.
we kept saying that our Airbnb was the Bitchup brand house or the Bitchup what
The
house?
bitch I don't know. The bitch
Coachella
house.
house. The bitch
The
house.
Bitchella.
Yeah. Which was fun, yeah. Well, I don't know where we're doing next. We'll have to figure that out.
But, yeah, I mean, overall, had a great time at Coachella. I'm glad to be home. I've never been happy to be home like that. I'm like, "Oh, great,
Oh
my
my god,
bed,
the drive
my
out of
shower."
Coachella was insane. Took us like 3 plus hours to get you home. Isn't that crazy? When
Did
you
it?
guys
It
literally
didn't feel like that. It didn't feel long, actually.
it felt long to me. I was just like, "How are we still here?" Like, that's crazy. It was definitely longer than I thought it was gonna be because you guys
It
you're
only
just
took,
like
like, an
an hour.
hour 20, I think, to get there.
No, it didn't. It
Did
took
it?
longer than that. Well, you were sick, so let me phone in Ale and be like, "Ale, how long did
Oh,
it take
yeah,
you?"
because we left at no, because we left at
We left at
10,
10.
and we were gonna get home, like, at 12. I told my parents we
Yeah.
were gonna get home, like, around 12 something, and, yeah, we ended up getting home, like, at 1. So, yeah, yeah, you're right. But it didn't feel that long. I think it's just because the cheese man was good,
Yeah.
and we were chilling,
Yeah.
so it was like it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, overall, it was a great time.
I would recommend people to do Coachella at least once in their lives just because it
Mhm.
is a fun experience, and also just, definitely do your research so you set your expectations and you know what kind of festival week you wanna have because, like Lucy and I have talked about, like, people approach festivals differently, people have different, like, comfortable spots or, like, comfort zones, if you will. So you wanna know that you set yourself up with success and, like, set your expectations so that you can have the best time you could possibly and you accommodate for whatever accommodations you
I
need
was
to
gonna say, I think Coachella
accommodate
would
for.
actually be is the perfect festival to do by yourself. If you wanted to do something by yourself and go to a festival by yourself, I think it would be
Really? I don't
the
think I
right
would
one to
enjoy it by
do.
myself.
I as someone who's done it
I know
by
you did
herself,
it before,
I
yeah.
only say that because of the scheduling of I think that sometimes it's really hard to go with a group that doesn't have the same music taste because it's like, at one point, we're gonna have to split up, and if you're
Yeah,
not okay with
but
splitting
that's
up,
an
then that's a
expectation.
conversation that you have with your group, right, and vice versa.
Yeah,
So that's why I say, I'm like, if you wanna go by yourself and it's a good lineup and you have a lineup of people that you wanna go see, it would be the perfect festival to go to by yourself
yeah,
because of all the different things you could do. If you're just there for the vibes and you just wanna explore the grounds, you can do all of the activities and all the tents that they have, all the different foods, right? And if you're there to see specific people, then you can schedule out, go on your own time, leave the house by this time, you know what I mean? So I do think it would
yeah.
be a good
You'd have more
experience. Just make
control
sure
over.
you're prepared as best as you can with, like, where you're staying and
Yeah,
staying hydrated and all that stuff.
I feel like the days are so long and it's so hot that I was just like, I would be miserable by myself there. I need at least one partner in crime to like enjoy myself in that atmosphere. But but I do think it's a valid point. Like you said, if you're on your own, you kind of have your own schedule and like you're on nobody else's time but yours. So you do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
And it's easier to get through the crowds. It's easier to get out of the crowds because it's just you and you don't have to worry about like losing anybody or anything like that. So that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and this is only because I mean, the festivals that we've done Lovers and Friends, we've done Coachella together, we've done EDC together. Like, I wouldn't go to EDC by myself. I think that is a beast of a festival in general to go to for 3 days by yourself, but that's
See,
also
I
because 'cause I'm
think
not
I
a
could enjoy
raver.
that by myself. I
Really?
think I yeah, because for the same reasons that you were talking about how, like, you're just bopping around and doing stuff, like, I think I could enjoy that by myself because there's just more, stages to go to and to, like, be vibing at.
But I think that to me,
Where I
that's
feel
more of
like
an experience that you would wanna share with at least one person, like
yeah. No, for sure. I
EDC.
mean, I'm not trying to go
Yeah.
to alone anywhere. Like I enjoy having like a
Yeah.
partner in crime in these things because that's what makes it more fun. Otherwise, I'll just be enjoying it from the comfort of my home and doing home cella or home EDC
Coachella, yeah.
if they do home EDC. Do they
Yeah,
even
I
do
do think they
that?
stream EDC, but see, I think streaming EDC from home is such a different experience from
It
streaming
is.
Coachella. 'Cause I think if I were
Coachella
to
could be more chill, whereas,
yeah,
like, EDC, it's like you said, it's an experience that you're
mhm,
living
like, you
in.
need to be
The
there to, like, really
sounds,
get
the
yeah,
colors, yeah, the sounds, the lights, everything.
yeah. I will say, though, that the food you got me fucked up with some of the food, Coachella, like, there's some great food, but there's some food that I'm like, "Why am I paying $23 for this busted ass pizza with barely any cheese on it
I'm
and
so
no
sorry you had
sauce,
to
and
eat
it's
that.
so fucking small?" Like, are you
There were
fucking
so
kidding
many
me?
other pizza spots too, it's like that, like, you got that
I
shitty one.
picked the wrong one, it was my bad. I didn't see all the other pizza spots, and then I was checking out some it came across my desk on TikTok, and I'm like, "Where was this pizza spot?" I'm like, "If I had seen this one, I would have gone to do that one instead." However, whoever was selling the
Oh, the funnel
funnel
cake?
cake whoever was selling the aguas and the funnel cake, your aguas are fucking bomb, okay? The
Oh,
agua de
yeah, you
sandía
said that
was
too.
so good. I wish the cups were bigger because I would have gotten at least 2 large cups of agua de
You
sandía
know,
and just vibed.
I actually will say that one of my what is it? What do we call them? Our peaks and our pits,
Mhm.
right? One of my pits from the weekend was that I did not eat as much food as I wanted to eat. And not because like, oh, I just didn't go. It just like it just in like it never like the stars didn't align for me to like go and get it, you know? And it wasn't like I was starving for it, but I feel
Mhm.
like in past years where I've gotten more of a taste of the food. And by food I mean just like ice cream at the end of the night. You know, like I was really missing out on my ice cream. You know this because we do this at EDC too. At some point in the evening, we always go and get ice cream, and
Yeah.
I was excited that they had McConnell's ice cream. Wanted to get some of that, and then obviously they have afters too, which was like always exciting to get to. So like I was kind of sad that I didn't get to eat ice cream while I was there, but it was fine. I saved money. It was fine. We had some really good churros too, so I did have
Yeah, the
dessert. I
churros were
just
good.
didn't have ice cream. That was my only pit because it's so hot. Did you enjoy ice cream at some point?
Yeah, but
They had some pretty good looking popsicles.
some of these servings, I'm like, "The fuck? Where is my $20? This is $3 worth of serving." I'm like, "Give me the
Right.
$20 too." So that's the only thing that I'm like, some
Yeah,
food is good,
it's
but the prices are
festival food though.
crazy.
And
Yeah.
that's another thing that you have to expect, you know, festival food is always expensive, so you
Yeah,
want to get
but
as
EDC
much.
has great food options, and I think the portions in EDC are great. I've never had like, an issue with paying whatever prices they have at EDC because
I
the
had some
portions are, like,
shitty
good,
ED.
unless we've
But
just
see,
gone to
here's the
good
thing.
booths.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's just like it's the booths because it's like there's shitty food at EDC. I've seen it and had it before. We've also
Mm.
had really good food. Like the VIP section always has really good food. Um at Coachella, I enjoyed the food I had. The first day I had Dave's hot chicken, pretty standard. It was good. And then the second day I had the birria tacos. They were really good. I really
Oh,
enjoyed
yeah,
those.
that birria spot was so good.
And that's the one that I wanted because at first I thought that VS Tacos had the birria tacos, but they didn't. So that's why I ended up going with Dave's. And then the third day I got the noodle spot that you guys had got, I think on the first
The
day.
garlic noodles, yeah.
The garlic noodles were so good. The pot stickers were good. I feel like the inside was like meh, but the sauce that they were drenched in, chef's kiss, was so good. So I enjoyed that too. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Coachella needs to revamp their stage setup when it
Uh-huh.
comes to VIP, because their VIP setup is so weird to me. That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna buy VIP because as someone that does like to be in front or at least see the stage, VIP being on the side to me is like a waste of money. I'm like, why is VIP over here?
But
And
they have it in the front too.
no, they don't. VIP is like that whole section by the
They
beer
have a
garden, that's
front
VIP.
section too. Yeah, I know that's VIP, but that's like VIP's beer garden. They have like a front strip too, don't they? I think I've seen it before.
No, I think that's artist pass, but even the artist pass is like off.
Hmm.
Like their whole setup is weird because
Yeah.
when
I'm
you
just
are
annoyed that they expanded VIP more into where the beer garden used to be. And like, this was for general public. Why is it all the way over here now? That was annoying to me.
no,
But
yeah, because I remember when when I went in for, like, Lana Del Rey, I was in the front, there was no VIP section there, like, that was all
Mhm.
general, like, everything that you see in the front is general, and then you have, like, VIP to the side, and I'm like, "That is bullshit." I think it depends on the stage, though, because I think the stage where Sexy Red was, I think they
Mhm.
do have a VIP section, but I think even their VIP section is, like, to the side also, because there were some bleachers that we saw that were I'm like, which wasn't bad, I'm like, "I wouldn't mind being on the bleachers and have, like, an elevated view versus, like, being on the ground and being surrounded by a whole bunch of people, and I can't see shit
Yeah.
because everybody's here in VIP on the side and the stage is, like, all the way over there."
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna have VIP, you should have a front section, kind of like what they did at Lovers and Friends, where you did
Yeah.
have a strip and then you get the rest of general admission and stuff. I do recommend people to do it at least once. Just make sure you do your research and so you can set yourself up for success. And if you can go with someone, do it. But if you don't, like Lucy said, you can still make the most of it. So don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, well, thank you so much for joining us on this little Coachella recap and basically us literally surviving just Coachella in the desert in general.
Yeah.
We're recuperating as best as we can, and hopefully by next week, we'll have something fun for you guys, and
We'll be back in regular scheduled programming.
yeah. Well, thank you again for listening and watching us. See you guys on the
Yeah,
next episode, and don't forget to bitch up and take care of yourself.
that part. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
See
everyone.
y'all later.